Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling. I shall see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhollow today, where we'll be relaxing as per usual. Will we do holiday talk? I don't know. You know what I've been doing today? Well, I mean, apart from like relaxing and stuff today, I was checking out like a series I used to follow when I was younger, which is weird to say. I mean, most of you are relatively familiar right now, but I generally do like playing rhythm games, normally like these Japanese rhythm games which are on the phone and that sort of thing. You might be like, what's the one of your choice? I think Project Sakai is probably the best one I play, my favourite one I play right now, but Starlight Stages are near and dear to my heart. But anyway, hello everyone, right now in Fawnhollow, it's 2:53 PM on Sunday, October 8th, 2023. And I'm sure I mentioned it like here and there every so often, but like I used to, like the only reason I started playing these was back in school. I used to play something called Love Live School Idol Festival. I don't even remember how I found it. I remember I randomly found one of their songs, I think it was Start Dash or something, browsing through YouTube. You know how it is when you're young on YouTube. I mean, now it's probably TikTok rather than YouTube. You're just browsing through, you click on random things because you're like, I don't know, I'm like bored, but I don't want to do any work right now, but I don't want to do any, and it's like, hey, do you want to play like a game or do something actually more enticingly recreational? And it's like, eh. So instead you just sort of browse through countless hours of YouTube or insert your ever social media of choice. And I remember I randomly stumbled across one of the things and I was like, cool. I was like, hey, this is a fun song. And I like watched the anime and I was like, wow, you know, it got me mainly because it was music based. And, you know, most things which are music based, I'm just like, yeah, I'm about that for some reason. And then I played their game School Idol Festival, which, you know, in retrospect, it's not like that great. It's okay, you know. From a rhythm game aspect, it's okay, but the rest of it is not a particularly, like, even as gacha games goes, this is a pretty terrible standard, I think. But, you know, it's probably, well, been better since then. I don't really know. Anyway, that was probably over a decade ago, I think. That's crazy to think about. Wow, was it really that long ago? Maybe it was. I'm not really sure. Yeah, but anyway, the long and short of it is I used to play that game, and there used to be another game I played back in the day, which was basically sort of like a quite similar to Project Sakai, except for, of course, a different franchise. So it's called... It goes by Bandori, but it has one of the weirdest names, I think, in English. It's called, like, Bang Dream Girls or something, which, I'm going to be honest, is not a great name. That's why I'm just going to refer to Bandori from now on. Bandori Party or whatever. But apparently, you know, I've not really been keeping up, but I remember Bandori got an anime at some point, but I never actually watched the anime because it got kind of released when I was sort of, like, trailing off and actually playing Bandori, because Bandori always had, like, a pretty terrible... I remember the gacha system... like it had no spark, and it had the income rate was so slow in that game from what I remember, but the actual rhythm game part was actually pretty good from what I recall. Anyway, and the story was not bad, I think. But anyway, the long and short is basically these are franchises I don't interact with anymore, and I have not interacted with for 5 years, maybe. Probably way more than 5 years, 7 years maybe. I probably played them for about 2 or 3 years. That sounds about right. And namely, they had animes released, like Love Live anime. I think most people do kind of know about. Sorry, this is very sort of like a nerdy chat today. But the Love Live anime most people know about, because I think that's most people sort of like gateway into that idol-esque anime sort of genre. I think nowadays people it's Oshinoko, isn't it? Which I've not seen, by the way, but I've heard is pretty good. And you might be like, what is the idol anime? It's, I don't know, it's basically kind of like slice of life, but instead of it, and musical slice of life, but instead of it being like a band, well, I guess Bandori is a band, it's just like kind of like pop star-esque things. It's like you take out the musical instruments parts, but you put in dancing instead. That's kind of a point, I guess. I don't really know how else to describe it, but yeah. Anyway, the long and short of it is they had animes. I watched the original Love Live anime, and I didn't watch any of the Bandori ones because I kind of stopped like playing with games at those point, stopped being that interested in the franchise. But I was recently thinking about it because I saw that Bandori had an anime recently. I believe it, like, they had a spin-off. They have so many spin-offs now. Like back when I started, there were like 4 or 5 bands. I can't even remember now. And now there's like 8, 9, maybe 10. And the game is still going, which is actually crazy. The franchise has a lot of lasting power, apparently. But anyway, the point is, they recently released, like, or maybe like a couple months ago, like a new anime for a series of a new band called Maigo, and apparently it's actually really good, is what I heard. I heard the story's actually really good this time. Like, I heard the actual original Bandori story is actually pretty decent as well. But this one is like a whole nother level or something. It's got like a lot of notoriety around it. I haven't actually watched the anime because, again, you know, me and watching any long form series of entertainment is like non-committal noises. But I heard it's pretty good, and you know, I started reading a little bit about it because this is my sort of substitute to actually watching it. Because like, I could watch 13 episodes, 20 minutes long or something, but that would take me like whatever many hours. When instead I could just read like random comments and get like a vague idea of what's going on from like episode summaries or Wikipedia things. And it seems pretty interesting from what I caught. Like, it actually tempted me to be like, you know, what if, you know, I just started watching this anime, but then I'm just like, I don't really want to be brought back into that franchise. I've got enough basically franchises I'm already interested in that it's like I'm not here to sign up to another one. Amusingly enough, I still have the game downloaded on my phone, the original Bandori game. I guess part of me never wants to delete it, but sometimes I go back to Bandori just to. No, I'm going to open it right now. We'll see. No, do not send me notifications. I do not play this game. Because I like looking at card art. You know me, I like my artistic illustrations. And the thing about these catch games, which, you know, is annoying about my catch games, but I love the part of like these like personal character arts with these different aesthetics and motifs, which is I think why they end up appealing to me so much. I do like Project Sakai's and Shiny Colors like card art, I think, the most, but what else is low, sure. But Bang Dreams always was somewhat interesting. It's 2 gigabytes. I don't know if I have enough space on my phone to install 2 gigabytes worth of things. I just kind of wanted to open it to see what it was like. But 2 gigabytes is, it's not going to take that long. Let me check my storage on my phone. I mean, I was talking about this recently. I was thinking about getting a new phone because I was like, I am running out of storage space. I have 6 gigabytes free. That's mainly because the games take up so much space. Sorry, I'm not talking to my mic. Games take up so much space on my phone. Pokemon Sleep is 1 gigabyte. Pokemon Sleep, you are getting out of here. I don't even use it anymore. Get uninstalled. I need to uninstall more things. This is, I guess, where we clear out apps on my phone. I mean, to be fair, I should probably uninstall Bandori, seeing as I have not played it for... has it been 6? It's probably been more than 6 years. I think I stopped playing towards the end of secondary school, maybe start of university. That sounds about right. So, yeah, maybe it's been about 5 years or something. Wow, time flies. It's weird to think about. But yeah, it's kind of interesting catching up on these franchises, which are still going, I suppose, but you knew about from, I wouldn't say childhood, I guess more like teenagehood might be the right word. Excuse me, where's a recipe? Did I pick it up already? I might have already picked it up. Basket Pack does seem like a bamboo-based recipe, but it's interesting to see these franchises keep going. Ones which you've like completely lost touch or any interaction with. Like I don't see the recipe there, so I think I must have already picked it up. Let's just quickly check, do we have a Nookman mission we can easily do on here? We can collect seashells, take pictures. These are actually very doable ones. But yeah, it's interesting to see franchises keep going. Because, like, I mean, sometimes you get kind of bored of them. Like, Love Live specifically, I mean, don't hate me for it. Because if you like Love Live, and more power to you. But I ended up just getting a little bit bored of Love Live, I think. So it's interesting to see now, because nowadays, you know, of course, I talk about Project Sakai, and I feel like the story is actually pretty cool there, which is why I suppose it's drawn me in, and the character art is very fun. Not all of it, to be fair. Some of it's like, yeah. But a lot of it's actually pretty good. And I say pretty good, I suppose, in comparative scope of its actual audience it's competing with. Not like, I'm not going to compare it to like the Mona Lisa or anything. That's obviously outrageous. But yeah, I don't know. It's just interesting to see these franchises still going, especially because if you personally got bored of them for XYZ reason, and then it's like hearing, oh, you know, they've not corrected the reasons, but they've evolved in the sense that those reasons might not be as like apparent anymore. Like Pandori's one, I eventually got kind of bored of the story, I think, and also I don't really know. I got bored of a few things at the same time, I think, and that's not meant to be me throwing shade at Pandori. It's just more like it just wasn't something that was to my interests, I suppose, anymore. But it doesn't mean it's bad at all, you know. I can't really be a judge about it if I've not really been following it, you know. It seems a bit hypocritical. Or not hypocritical, maybe just like ignorant. Like, man, these games take up like so much space on my phone. Anyway, sorry. Long and short, where am I going with this? It's just interesting to see if sort of like evolve, because apparently Mygo, the new Bandori anime, has like a much darker sort of story, which I'm like, ooh, you know, maybe that does appeal to me a bit more. Like it's not so slice of lifey. Like I know there's dramatic moments, I think, in the original one, from what I recall, but again, I never watched it, so perhaps it's not really my place to say, but apparently this one is far more sort of like drama filled. The characters are far more sort of like, I'm not sure if morally grey is the right word, because they're still probably all good people in the grand scheme of things, but it's just sort of like the drama surrounding it is far more abrasive, shall we say, than necessarily the much more fluffy feeling that previous iterations had. And I'm like, I don't know, that kind of intrigues me to a certain degree. I'm not going to make any promises I'm actually going to watch it. I just heard it's actually pretty good, so I was just like, you know, put that on the radar, put that on the list of other 500 anime that I'm meant to watch. Should we have a review of what anime I'm meant to watch? Or like things I'm meant to engage with to actually sort of follow on from. New features, you got to stop telling me this. Anime to watch. Top of the list right now, Made in Abyss. I watched the first episode of Made in Abyss actually, and then I just never watched it again. Not because it was bad or anything, I don't know, I just didn't pick it up again. I know Hannah's up there. I don't know why Overlord's so high up there. Tsure Children. Oh, what was the other one I wanted to add recently? It was, well, the only one checked off on this list is Kaguya-sama Love is War. But you've a rock band. Okay, we need to like rearrange this. Some of these need to go. Overlord, you can go. I'm not watching you. Konosuba, you can go. I'm not watching you. K-On, Your Lie in April. I mean, I've read Koe no Katachi. Watamote, I don't know why this is on here. You can go. Hitori Bocchi. I don't even know which one this is. Is this the same as Bocchi the Rock? Hitori Bocchi. Bocchi the Rock. Is this the same thing? Hitori Bocchi and Bocchi the Rock. Oh, Bocchi just means loner. Oh, okay. That's not like a name. Fair enough. Okay, I'll keep that on. But Gabriel Dropout, I don't know either son. Academia. Tsukiga Kirei? I don't even know what that is. That's like a really old-fashioned pickup line. In Japanese, but I don't even know why this is on the list. Maybe it was recommended to me by a friend. Maybe that's why I put it in. Darling with Franks? I'm probably not going to watch that. No Game, No Life. I don't think this is one I will ever watch. No Game, No Life. This does not look like an anime I'll watch, so I'm going to close that. Dangan Rompa Dirarara. Dangan, is that a game? Dragon Maid can get off here. I don't think I'm going to watch Darling Franks. Hoseki no Kuni, that's a crystal one. Steins Gate, Fate Zero. Aonoa Zero? I don't even know what these are. Aonoa Zero. This does not look like my sort of anime, so I'm going to cross out that. Gakko Gurashi. What's this? Something about war. Gakko Gurashi. School Live. I have no idea what this is, but it does sound familiar. I think this must have been one that was recommended to me. That Blood Cell anime. Bocchi Rock Baki Bagrak, but that's almost certainly one recommended to me by my friend. What was it I was gonna add to this? It was an anime which was meant to be like, well, I mean, I could put My Dress Up Darling on here. I've heard that's pretty. Oh no, Spy X Family. That was, I mean, that's a different one. But Spy X Family. Was it My Dress Up Darling? It's the one which is meant to be like that. It's like someone isn't just cute. Hold on. Anime is not just cute. Shikimori. It's not just a cutie. Okay, I'm just going to put Shikimori down. That's too long an anime title name. There's something else I wanted to add as well. I feel like it's missing on the list. You know what? I should add Odd Taxi on this list just to cross it off. Just to be like, I actually had done it. Odd Taxi? Odd Taxi was a fantastic anime. I love anime. Alright, well, we've got space. Why don't we download? We'll see how Bandori's change. But anyway, yeah, isn't it interesting interacting with, like, old franchises which you've not even thought about for, like, years? And then it's sort of like they're still going strong. I don't know. I guess part of me is just sort of like you know, it's kind of cool that people are still, like, into it and people are still being like, yeah, this is cool, right? People are still having a good time with it. Like, who am I to be like, oh, you know, let's have less happiness, I suppose, in the world. It's just sort of like I don't know. It's kind of like walking past somewhere you used to go when you were younger and like have fun as a child, and then being like, oh wow, it's still open. Like I used to be, I don't know if it's still open, so maybe I wouldn't say its actual name. Let's say its name is like Hocus Pocus, even though it's not its name. It's along those sort of lines. But there used to be like a cafe called like, well, pseudonym Hocus Pocus, around the area I grew up in, where you could do like painting, like porcelain painting. It's like a cafe, but they hosted parties where you could do painting things for birthdays or whatever. And I used to go there all the time, but I used to go there a few times for like parties or whatnot. I think my sister had a party there once or something, when I was much younger. And I suppose, even though I don't feel like I had that close a connection to it, it somehow feels very nostalgic and to me. So I don't even know if it's still open, but I bet if I passed around it again, I'd be like, wow, that's really nostalgic. But it also used to be this, like, I think it was like an Italian restaurant, which used to be, I don't know if it's still open anymore, but in like where I grew up as well, where it was like, yeah, that's super nostalgic. Thinking about like the pizzas and parties used to have when I was younger, back in primary school. I'm gonna see if it's still open. Is it still open? Kind of. It's been combined with a local sports club, and it looks very different from what I remember. And it's actually got pretty good reviews. Old reviews. I wonder if this place is shut down. I've got no clue, to be honest. Wow, look at it. It's login bonus for Bandori, because I've come back, I suppose, after so long. What's this? Come back special bonus. Miracle ticket. Wow. Look at all these login bonuses. Oh my god. 6.5 anniversary. You get 6,500 of these stars. What even is this? I've gotten so many pop-ups. Everything is a pop-up. Hey, look, there's my game. That's the anime I was talking about. This is crazy. Okay, what is going on? Stop giving me pop-ups. Ah, stop it. Jesus. I'm only here for like just this one bit of the episode, just for a meme. I'm level 141. Is there any cool gacha banners going on at the moment? What on earth does this mean? Oh, is this for free? Oh, well, don't mind if I do have a free pull on a gacha. Oh my god, I actually think I got a 4-star. Let's see who it is. Let's see if I can remember their names. Because some of these are new characters. I know that much. I remember the new band being added basically not too long after I stopped playing. Oh, here we go. Choo-choo, sekai o kawaeru no wa anata no, I don't know what it says, banda yo Leia. There's also apparently 5 stars in this game now. 4-star used to be the highest rarity, now it's 5 stars. Wow, isn't this fascinating? You know, not as nostalgic as I thought it would be. Because I'm sort of looking at these being like, I don't really know who a lot of these people are. What is going on? There's so many gacha banners. Alright, I'm just going to close out of this. This is too overwhelming. Sorry, game, you've lost me again. Mainly because I've been out of it so long. But anyway, isn't it interesting? But it was a terrible episode, I'm not going to lie. But it's interesting to see like old franchises still sort of like going strong. Still, you know, things I look back on. I wonder if like in a decade's time I'll look back and be like, oh, you know, I'll stop playing Genshin Impact, probably. Be like, oh, you know, that was a cool game I used to play. Like, I wonder how it's going. And then I'll see it's like on their like 4th generation universe or something. And I'm like, oh, cool. You know, I guess it's still going. Or like I'll look back on League of Legends being like, oh, how's that going? I mean, League of Legends, I'm still playing, surprisingly, after all these years. So maybe that's not going away for me anytime soon. But maybe I'll be like, I wonder what League of Legends is like. And I'll look back and be like, oh, wow, they have like 300 champions now. That's crazy. When I'm 30 or something, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to round this episode off here. What am I even talking about? So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope we see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.